Okay, Kevin. In activity 55B, we've got minus x squared plus 7x is less than 10. I think I'll follow the way of the book and try and get everything on one side. So if I shift everything to the left-hand side, then let's see, what would I have? I'd have minus x squared plus 7x minus 10 is less than 0. That's the inequality. Now the first thing we will need to do with that, actually, intercepts. I think actually before the intercepts, really, I should look at what shape I've got. Minus x squared means that it's going to be an n shape, like that. So that's the first piece of work. Now we get on to the intercepts. For the intercepts, we put the expression equal to 0, just to find out where it crosses the y-axis. Now, if I want to solve this quadratic equation, as you said, you can multiply through by minus 1. That's an equation. Multiply it by minus 1, I get x squared minus 7x plus 10 equals 0, which I can then try to factorize. So I've got x and x, and then 10, factors of 10, 5 and 2, which makes 7, good. 5 and 2, and it's going to be minus and minus. So from that, those two factors multiply to give 0, so either x equals 5 or x equals 2. So my intercepts are 2, 0, from starting from the left, and 5, 0. So those are the two intercepts. Now all of that work was just to find the intercepts, so I can now draw a sketch. I know I know it's that shape, an N shape, and I know it goes through 2, 0 and 5, 0. So if I make my x-axis a bit longer, 2 there, 5 about there. So my graph looks something like that, going through 2 and 5. And now I've got to say, now that all of that was just to find the intercepts. Now I look at the expression for the inequality, and the inequality, it says that that expression should be less than 0. So all of this here is just to find the intercepts. So once I've done that, I go back to the original expression here. And if I want my graph to be less than 0, that means I want it to be the y values to be less than 0. So if I do that, then it means that looking at the graph, the parts which are less than 0 are here and here. So in terms of x values, x goes from negative infinity, all the x values from negative infinity up to 2. And I use a round bracket because it's a strict inequality. And union that with all the x values from 5 up to positive infinity, they will be the x values which give negative values on the graph. Part C, same idea, minus x squared greater than or equal to 2x. So the first thing to do, I would do, is to get everything on the left. Minus x squared minus 2x greater than or equal to 0. Now factorize. Maybe just make sure that I know it's an N shape. Then to find the intercepts. The intercepts are given by that expression being equal to 0. And now I factorize that to find the different values of x. Minus x outside the bracket, then x plus 2 inside. Let's just check. Minus x times x is minus x squared. minus x times plus 2 is minus 2x. So that equals 0. And if something times something equals 0, either the first factor is 0 or the second factor is 0. So in the first case, x is 0. Or in the second case, x would have to be minus 2. So those are my two intercepts. 0, 0, and negative 2, 0. So now I can sketch the graph with its intercepts. All of that is just to find the intercepts. Doesn't help us with the shape of the graph or anything else. The two key points I've highlighted here are here and here. All the bit in the middle is just to find the intercepts. So, drawing some axes, my intercepts are 0 and minus 2, so I can mark that point and that point. And I know that the shape is N-shaped, like that. So I'll try and sketch a graph that goes through those 2 points, N-shaped, not very accurate. Whoops. Oh dear, not very careful. But you can see what I mean, going through negative 2 and 0. And now, going back to the inequality, greater than or equal to 0. I want the curve to be greater than or equal to 0, which means I want the positive part of the curve where y is greater than 0, so it's that part. So that's the part of the graph that I'm interested in. So x has got to lie between negative 2 and 0 in order to give me the positive part of the graph. Negative 2 and 0. Now, do I use round or square brackets? It can be equal to 0, so that means we can include the endpoint, so I can say they're closed interval. So square brackets is the right thing to use.